let's talk about wasted and empty roster spots. It doesn't take a genius to figure out who we're going to pin here these pictures. Like, we're kind of telling you, read between the not so thick lines here. Like, I mean, this roster is just a cluster right now, the way they're doing things. So, Giants, like I said earlier, they play with 51 players on Sunday, guys. That's it. 53-man roster, 51 play.
It's so ridiculous.
Like, would you ever put 11 or 12 guys on on the field at that point? Like would you ever?
Yeah, so I guys line up for the snap. That sounds great. No.
Yeah. I just I don't get it. You got you wouldn't put the wrong amount of people on there. You wouldn't start with 9 people on the field, guys. You wouldn't do it. So why would you change yourself by having 2 empty spots? And on top of that, 2 running backs. Again, 2 running backs. A position that consistently gets injuries. Like, what happened if Skattebo runs into a goddamn telephone pole and is out for the game?
It's a good thing he's practicing a set.
I'm just saying, what happens? You're going to do Devin Singletary the rest of the way? Because you were too stupid to call up a goddamn running back when you have one on your practice squad? I mean, I got to say this. If I'm Turbo Miller, I'm going to the front office and saying, just cut my ass.
Yeah, what are you guys doing?
Why are you're more willing to have just 2 running backs than to put me on the active roster? You obviously don't want me here. Let me go.
Yeah, and it's not like we had to fill the spot. We just left 2 open.
Yeah.
Any player that's on the practice squad that was not elevated, you should probably be pissed because that doesn't matter. If you're just better than me in the practice squad or the guy that thinks going to be elevated all through the week, all through the year, it doesn't matter because they have you there, and it just is a signal that you're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
they
would rather not put you on the roster and have an empty spot. That's how bad it is. I would take that as a huge slap in the face. Legit.
That's what I'm saying. Anyone that was on the practice squad should be pissed.
Little Jordan Humphreys, another guy. And listen, you all know I'm not the biggest fan of little Jordan Humphreys. There's no love lost there. I've made that quite clear since the day we signed him in that ridiculous name of his. But for his career, okay, he had almost 300 yards last year, 162 yards the year before. Had injuries and all the year before that, but another 250 yards basically the year before that. Again, not great. I'm not suggesting this is world-changing. But you got a guy who last year averaged 17 yards per game when he played. Literally started 7 times with the Broncos. And you'd rather keep him on the practice squad and keep 3 out of 5 receivers that total for the entire season now, 5 weeks in, 1 catch, 7 yards. And going into the game, had not a single catch amongst the 3. Tell me if that makes any sense whatsoever. Oh, and not to mention the fact that there was jump balls left and right, and you had guys like Darius Slayton and Jalen Hyatt trying to go for them. Contested catches, those guys. Not their thing. Slayton's a burner, and Hyatt's a burnout. That's what it is. I don't get it. What benefit did we have of keeping those spots? Now, I know there's the whole thing of, okay, then you got to go ahead and call them up, and then you got to bring them back down eventually, potentially. Well, you lost Neighbors. You got to replace him with somebody at that point. Little Jordan Humphrey right there. Let's say you got to bring up, hypothetically, Turbo Miller, and you don't do him as a one-game call-up because you had 2 players you already did that with. Bring him up. If he plays good, that's a great problem to have. You got to figure out what you do with him. If he doesn't, you put him back down to the practice squad. You have nothing to lose. Nothing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
2 players of your 5 receivers with 2 players only of the 5 with a single reception this year. And you thought that was a smart plan. And people wonder why I flip out, and I flipped out for a while about Brian Daboll and the fact that his ass should have been gone a long time ago. By the way, Jay, happy I'm cussing.
Well,
it's
not the first time he's made a roster mistake or leave an open spot or not call for any people. Like,
no, at least we had a kicker yesterday.
Yeah, touche. But he's done that twice with a kicker already. So hopefully, he doesn't make it 3 times.
It actually was 3 times this year, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was 3 times this year now.
Well, I'm saying with the kicker because he had it once last year, once this year.
That was once the year before that too. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't recall that one.
All the crappy decisions are just blending together.
Yeah.
But like, here you go. Imagine this though. Imagine you're running a football team. You have a rookie quarterback. Your star receiver gets hurt. You have 2 of your 5 receivers with receptions now, and that's it. That doesn't throw up a big flag for you. Maybe you should go get somebody. Maybe you should bring somebody off the practice squad when you have a guy sitting there did a 300 yards last year.
Yeah, and 2 open spots.
I would love to hear the thought of why that makes any goddamn sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Even if you didn't think he was going to be that good in the game, you have the open roster spots.
Yep.
You could take the opportunity. What if Slayton got hurt? Yeah. What if Wan'Dale got hurt? And you had to trust more on these guys. It had someone else out there. You don't have the room now. It's just
again, cut Jalen Hyatt, cut Bo Collins, go ahead and call up little Jordan Humphreys, sign 2 guys that actually can play. Like I said before, you got 2 guys there in Treylon Burks and OBJ. And all of a sudden, you got a much better receiver core. Don't get me wrong, it's not great. It's not going to be great, though. I just feel like that's something I just don't get why we're having this discussion still. It's insanity, absolute insanity. And here's another one for you. I said wasted and empty roster spots. Let's talk about the wasted ones. Because you got 2 guys that showed up on tape. If you rewatch the game, and you can see it very well, very clearly from the all 22, Jalen Hyatt and Deonte Banks, who just seem to refuse to block people. You saw it in Jalen Hyatt. There was a run that Dark did. Is about 7 minutes left in the second quarter there. And hold on, I got actually took it was about 7:30. So left in the second half, and you'll see a quick run by Jaxson Dart, and he's running for a first down. And all of a sudden, Jalen Hyatt stopped where he should, right past the line there, to go ahead and maybe catch a first down. Well, once Jaxson Dart takes off, he just stands around. Got 2 guys in between him and Jaxson Dart. Doesn't attempt to block a single person. Deonte Banks on one of the kickoff returns, you could see same thing. We just didn't want to. And he had a good kickoff return of the game. He's actually not a bad returner. Is the scary part, but the ball didn't get to him on one of them, and literally just standing around, not blocking anybody.
Yeah,
that's goddamn ridiculous. And this is the kind of stuff that I have a problem with. Because you get these kind of things, and these are culture issues. You have allowed this to happen. You've stated you can do this and make it on the roster next week.
And it's not just saying this player could do it. That allows the whole team to get into that mindset.
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
And it's just no, you got to hit that in the butt. You got to do your job.
You can't do this. And I'm telling you right now, and I get on Banks, he's at least got some value on defense, though I hate when he's on the field. I just never want to see him there. But he's got some value, at least on defense. I can see that to a certain degree. But Jalen Hyatt especially, if he's not the guy you set an example of saying, dude, you didn't go for the ball, you went for the pass interference. You haven't caught a goddamn pass all year long, and I see you not blocking when you should be. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Or
and then you show that video of him not blocking and said, we just cut Jalen Hyatt. Show the video and say, this is why.
Or Monday morning, the first thing you should do when you're re-looking at the game and you're looking over the tape, hey, why aren't we blocking? And like literally just point them out through the whole roster. Like, why are we doing this? If you're not going to catch the ball, you need to show some value because otherwise you won't be on the field. And that not only sends out a statement that you're going to cut his ass or you're still going to sit there and bench him. It sends a message to everyone else. Like, if you want a spot in this roster, you better start blocking if that's the case.
Yeah, I can't. And listen, if you can find somebody you think is better than Banks in the open market, then all power to you. Cut Banks too. Be very clear. I'm done with these guys. Here's a good one for you. Another guy we should be done with. We have 2 empty roster spots, and Evan Neal's a healthy scratch. Can someone explain that to me?
Who's too busy flipping burgers? That one's okay.
You literally have Evan Neal available for the game, and you'd rather have 2 empty spots in your roster than play Evan Neal. And when I mean play Evan Neal, I don't even mean sit there and go ahead and put him on the field. At least suit him up and put him on the sidelines just in case you need a guard or a lineman or a glass of water or something. I don't know. Like,
water boy.
You would rather not have him suit up than to put him on the roster for a game day when you have 2 open spots. If that's not an indictment of how bad you think he is, there is no other way to specify that in any way, shape, or form without saying point blank, he needs to go. He needs to go because you've proven no matter what the hell happens to your roster, you're not putting Evan Neal on the roster. You would rather have a blank spot on the roster than suit him up. That's insanity. Absolute insanity. So Evan Neal, Jalen Hyatt, Deonte Banks, Bo Collins, get the hell out of here. I'm done with this. Go get guys that actually can play football. There are out there. And again, they're not pro bowlers. They're not all pros. These aren't going to be great players. But they're guys who at least would give a shit. These players don't care. They don't care. And they have no reason to care because this is not the first time they get caught on film doing this stuff. And they just stay on the roster because this regime drafted them. Got to prove
I think having him not suit up is like a little like, look what we did. We drafted this guy and he's not starting. He's a healthy scratch. That could be you guys, but it doesn't send a clear message when you have 2 open people.
Instead,
roster.
This team is so bad. We literally got people in the comments discussing gourmet hot sauces and ketchups.
And listen, I saw a comment before about egg sandwiches. It's pork roll, egg, and cheese on everything bagel with pepper, ketchup, hot sauce. You don't need salt.
And I ain't even knocking you all for saying. I'm not even saying as far as that. I'm just saying point blank, like that's how disenfranchised the fan base is. That they're literally in here talking about hot sauce and ketchup in the chat. The Giants should be goddamn embarrassed about what's going on. And that's the worst part is I don't see them embarrassed. I don't see them flipping out. I see them looking defeated. And you got to go ahead and get rid of the guys who aren't going to do what you got to do to win. Because the little things are what makes you win.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, the little things are what make you win. And I know that, again, that's a cliche thing to say. But it's the truth. And you're not going to do that with 2 empty spots in the roster. You're not going to do that with 3 guys out of 5 receivers that haven't got a single goddamn catch in the entire year. You're not going to get that when you got 2 guys, a first-round pick and a third-round pick that can't even block. It's beneath them. They're above blocking, apparently. Done. Get rid of them all.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, this is part of why I want Daboll gone. It's because I really want the Giants to go in there, get someone in that building that can truly analyze everything on the football side of operations and make sweeping changes. And you can't do that in a month or two and then have the draft. You do it now. And you give those guys a chance to come in, your new scouts, your new football operations guys, and all these things, and you let them go ahead and come in now. Make these changes. Get everything rolling. Be prepared for the offseason. Not be kind of putting things together last minute. It should be done. It should have been the last offseason, but it should be done. I'm just sick of it. Absolutely sick of it.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip,
then you will love the full episodes too.
Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please.